Yo, what's up YouTube? Hopefully I went ahead and got this video out sometime around the end of the week. That was what I was planning for anyways. But yeah, this is going to be about Trae Young and his improvement from year 1 to 2, just in case you didn't read the thumbnail. I just said read the thumbnail. Bro, what? It's like 12 a.m. I'm sorry, alright? But anyways, yeah, this is only the second video out of 100 that I want to upload this year. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe. It really does go a long way. We are a brand new YouTube channel, so we got to get it off the ground first, and that's how you got to do it. So with that being said, make sure you go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and get to the video now. Currently, Trae is averaging 29 points, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists as of recording this video on the 25th of January. That's an overall improvement of 10 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist from this season in comparison to his rookie year. So what exactly led to Trae's crazy improvement from year 1 to 2? Okay, we'll get to that, but first of all, I want to go ahead and debunk something real quick, and that is that Trae is not, I repeat, not a case of empty stats on a bad team. If anything, I'd say that it's more impressive that he's doing what he's doing with absolutely no help at all. Trust me, a few months ago, I single-handedly watched him carry ATL versus my Pacers. Here's a quick recap of what happened. With 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, the Hawks were down by 4. Then Trae ignited his inner Super Saiyan and went on to score 13 out of the Hawks' last 14 points in that quarter. Keep in mind that he was getting double teamed pretty much every possession during that run by some of the Pacers' best defenders. Anyways though, that was just enough to tie the game and send it into overtime. Eventually the Hawks lost, however Trae ended up putting up 49 points that night out of the 104 points that the Hawks scored in total. Hopefully that's enough to convince you that he's not just putting up big numbers because he's on a trash team. But if not, then I suggest that you go ahead and sit down and actually watch a full game by the Hawks before, trying to push narratives out there. So now that I'm done with my little rant there, let's go ahead and finally talk about Trae's actual improvements. Last summer, he gained 10 pounds of muscle from a new diet that he was recommended by his coach, Pierce. Trae clearly needed the extra strength, not only to help him defend other guards, but to also take on some extra contact against bigs in the paint. And we can see just how much that additional strength helped him and just translated to his game, because Trae went from shooting 56% from the field within 0 to 3 feet away from the basket to 61% this year. Not only that, but Trae also added a bunch of crafty moves to his game too, which was one of his goals going into the offseason. Trae worked on perfecting his floater with his trainer, which is an amazing move, by the way, for a guy at his size. Obviously, he's undersized even for the point guard position. And once again, his summer grind translated to the court this season, because Trae shot a low 42% while being 3 to 10 feet away from the hoop. But in the sophomore season right now, he's improved to a 48% so far. And I can assure you that the floater has a lot to do with that. It is also important to notice that Trae's confidence has gone a massive way since then. Prior to his rookie year, Trae had just come off of a historical season in Oklahoma where he ended up averaging an insane 27 points, 4 rebounds, and 9 assists in college. But after that, a lot of ignorant people started to nitpick his game, and some even predicted that he was going to be a bust, which makes absolutely no sense, like absolutely 0 sense. In fact, that was literally the definition of hate, in my opinion. Plus, the few people who did actually support him were also on the complete other side, so it made it even worse because you had a full-on war between those two fan bases. You had one side supporting Trae, saying that he was going to be a future Hall of Famer, and then the other side saying that he was going to be a complete bust. But yeah, throwing those expectations on a rookie is beyond unfair. And it didn't help either that at that point, Trae had everything going against him. He was shooting terribly in Summer League, and eventually that translated to the season as well. However, though, that quickly changed because Trae had a completely different mindset going into the second half of the year, and he ended up averaging 25 points and 9 assists after the All-Star break. With that being said, it might have not been enough to beat Luka in the Rookie of the Year race, but it was clearly enough for us NBA fans to know just how good Trae was going to be in the near future. Moving forward, this season we've seen a new Trae, one that literally looks fearless on the court. He's now shooting 21 attempts per game, 9 of those being threes, and he's also getting in the line roughly 8 times per game. Honestly, you have to have the most confidence in the world to do those things. So, you know, he's doing his thing, and like I said, he looks fearless out there. Trae's shooting more often while also improving his efficiency, which is something we don't typically see, as most percentages start to drop as players attempt more field goals. But on the other hand, Trae used to shoot at 54% true shooting and 48% effective field goal percentage. If you're not familiar with those two stats, they basically calculate every meaningful shooting stat out there and come to a result. Anyways, Trae has improved to a 59% true shooting and 53% effective field goal percentage. So that's a significant increase of 5% while also attempting more shots, like I said before, making it even more impressive. After watching teams go at it in the 2019 playoffs while he sat at home, Trae went to the public and said that he wanted to make the playoffs next year. Now, we all know that's impossible now because, you know, the Hawks are literally the worst team in the league. However, his mentality is what I really got from this comment. Trae clearly wants to leave a legacy of winning. The Hawks did end any hopes of that happening when they got rid of key role players this offseason, including, you know, Taurean Prince, Kent Bazemore, and Dwayne Dedmon. It may not seem like it, but those guys were very essential to Atlanta's winning, even if it was only 29 in total. Thankfully, though, the Hawks management only did this to set up for the future. In fact, ATL brought in 3 rookies this year in order to build a young core around Trae. Trae's comments may have pressured the Hawks, but they handled it perfectly. Their management didn't panic and trade their assets for a player that might improve their winning column by 5 or so wins. Nah. You see, ATL is in that rebuilding phase where they have all the great assets around their star. With that being said, they just need to wait for those assets to actually develop. So then Trae and the Hawks franchise must be patient and wait for those pieces to click, because if they don't and they just panic and get them out of there, then they're just going to regret it later on when it doesn't work out. Until those guys do develop, though, it is going to be tough. You know, right now Trae has the 4th highest usage rate in the NBA at 35%, which is kind of worrying because Trae is literally only in his 2nd year in the league. So he shouldn't be, you know, forcing himself out there as much as he is right now, and especially because most likely it is going to end up being in a loss anyway. However, it does lead you to think about just how good he's going to be in the near future. Trae's been trapped, double teamed, fouled hard, you name it, in almost every offensive possession for the Hawks this year, yet he still puts up 29 points. Most of the audio recorded in this video was before Trae even got announced to be in the starting lineup for the Eastern Conference All-Star team, but now it's certified, bro. He is an all-star and he will be a superstar, mark my words. So the playoffs may be a long time away, but one thing's for sure, the Hawks have their future superstar, and now it's only a matter of whether or not they can develop a team around him. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure to leave a like. Also, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and tap that bell icon too to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Like I said, this is only the second 100, so make sure you join the grind. Don't forget to comment any feedback you've got for me too. Thanks for watching, and peace and love to everybody out there.